Yo, what is going on, guys? Welcome to the video. I hope everybody's day is going great. Mine is, and it's my last day in New York, guys. I'm gonna go out to the city after I upload this video. I'm gonna eat some sweet chick, which is chicken and waffles, something I never had before. And I thought I'd share that with you guys because I'm not going to be doing the top 10 worst players in the Overwatch League video today. I'm going to save it until I get back home in Colorado so I can really do some research and make a great video. I just don't have the time today to really focus on that and make the best list possible. But it's still going to be a good video. We have some interesting topics to talk about. First, we're going to be talking about regionalizing in the Overwatch League. I'm talking about the teams when they move into their cities and they're playing in stadiums and they have to travel across the world to play each other. We're going to be breaking that down and talking about whether or not is it even possible. Because when you give it a quick thought, it sounds absolutely crazy and impossible. So that will be the first topic of the day. Then we're going to be taking a look at Hammond. So we got our first taste of competitive play from Hammond, Wrecking Ball, whatever you want to call him. And it was absolutely crazy. We're going to take a look at the clip. I'm going to talk about him a little bit and what the future meta might seem like. And then lastly, we're going to be talking a little bit about Korean contenders because the grand final is coming up in about 5 days. And it's going to be an epic matchup. Runaway is back and they're going up against Kongdu Panthera. So if you're excited for this video, guys, be sure to drop a like on it. Subscribe to my channel for daily videos. Also, real quick, man, you guys killed it yesterday. I got over 4,000 likes on my video. Damn. Just like every video, guys, you know what I'm saying? Why not? Just drop a like on every video. You get 4,000, it'd be cool. Anyways, let's go ahead and hop into this video, guys. So starting off with teams regionalizing, and again, at first thought, it sounds crazy. All right, so let's go ahead and hypothetically speak here. So we have a Pacific division and we have a Atlantic division. What I'm guessing is the teams in the Atlantic division, like New York Excelsior, Boston Uprising, they won't be playing teams in the Pacific Division like Guangzhou, whatever you want to call their team, or Shanghai Dragons, who are a 15-hour flight away. They can't play. There's no way possible. There would be a way possible, but they would have to fly 15 hours to do it. I'm imagining a league where only Pacific teams will play each other and Atlantic teams will play each other. And if there is Atlantic versus Pacific teams, I feel like the teams that are in America could play each other, whether they're Pacific or Atlantic. And now that I think about it, they might change the whole structure of the league because Pacific and Atlantic right now is like West Coast United States and East Coast United States. Well, when there's going to be 3 Chinese teams, 2 Korean teams, a Southeast Asian team, just a ton of teams in Asia, to me, then the eastern side of the United States, New York, Boston, all those teams that are considered Atlantic teams are no longer Atlantic teams. Those are going to be Pacific teams. And as I said at the beginning, guys, it's really confusing and it sounds impossible because the more you talk about it, the deeper you get and the more it doesn't make sense. Because, well, if we want to change all of the USA teams to Pacific teams only, then the USA is all Pacific and they're not going to ever face anybody in the Atlantic division. So then that completely throws everything I just said out the window, where some Pacific teams could face off against Atlantic teams that are in the USA. Well, I don't think that's going to happen anymore because all teams in the USA will probably be Pacific teams. And we should probably just throw the Pacific and Atlantic terms out the window. I doubt they'll use those. There's going to be more than just 2 regions. I feel like there's going to be 4 or more. So we're guaranteed to get 6 more teams. At least that's what Blizzard and Overwatch League is saying. That's 18 total going into Season 2. If we go into Season 3 and add another 6, that's going to be 24 total teams. That is more than enough teams to make over 4 divisions. You can put 4 in each, 6 in each division. With 24 teams, you can have 4 divisions with 6 teams in it each. Then it could be like actual sports where you have divisions and then like the conference or Atlantic/Pacific, which has like 12 teams in it each, and then 2 divisions with 6 teams, if that makes sense. And I mentioned the flight times earlier. New York to Shanghai, that's like 15 hours. But if you want to play teams from Korea to China, that's a 5-6 hour flight. If New York wants to play Sweden or Florida wants to play Paris, which is very likely, they're going to be in the same division, which has to happen. There's no way that just the USA teams will play each other and just the European teams will play each other and just the Asian teams will play each other. Because what's the point of making it a worldwide league? Teams traveling across the world to play each other like they've been hyping up. So New York is eventually going to have to play Sweden. Florida is eventually going to have to play Paris. Those are 8-hour flights. The only way I can see it really happening is the Paris team flies to Boston, plays them, flies to New York, plays them, flies to Florida, plays them, flies to Texas, plays those teams, and then flies back. Oh, and by the way, the structure of the Overwatch League right now is going to be completely thrown out the window. There's no way possible there's going to be as many games as there is now. There's no way they can have a set schedule unless they want to go the route of like NFL, where teams only play 20 games, one per week for 20 weeks, and just on Sunday or Friday, whatever day it is, every single team plays. That would be kind of cool and unique. Or they can do what other sports do and just have games every single day, no set schedule really, which would be really hard. I mean, all of this is going to be hard because if you think about it, if they decide to go the route where they have all games on one day, there's going to be 12 games going on every single day. That means there needs to be 12 stadiums, 12 sets of casters, 24 teams. It's insane. It's insanity thinking about it. And I know I'm jumping around a lot in this video, but I'm just getting my thoughts out as they come to me. Let's go ahead and go back to the Paris, traveling to New York, then Florida, then Texas. Imagine all of the travel time they have. When do they practice? These teams aren't going to be able to practice every single day. They're going to have to take time off. They're going to be traveling. They have to rest their bodies. It will be exhausting. And if Contenders stays the same, I could honestly see a lot of Contenders teams getting ahead of the Overwatch League teams. Because if they're going to be sitting in a gaming house 24/7 practicing nonstop, just no matter what, they're going to eventually be better than the Overwatch League teams because they'll have more practice. Resources are eventually going to be the same. Both will have coaches. Both will have decent players. Whoever puts in the most time will be the best. So Overwatch League players might fall behind. Now, of course, Contenders teams would have to adapt to the Overwatch League, the schedule of flying, and then they're going to lose practice time. That's a hard lifestyle to adapt to. We've seen players coming into Season 1 of Overwatch League not be able to adapt to playing every single day together. Imagine throwing traveling into that, playing in other cities. It is going to be absolute chaos for these players. And that would probably hurt them and they won't play as great in the Overwatch League, but the level of Contenders play might be higher than the Overwatch League's play, which would be the real big problem here. If Contenders is more high-level gameplay than the actual league, that's no bueno. You don't see people going and watching the D-League and the NBA saying, oh, this is better than the actual league. Because with all the talent coming out of Korea, all the rising talent in America, and just Western Overwatch, it could be better if they just have more practice time and sit there all day. Gaming really does come down to how much time do you put into it, how hard do you practice. And these teams won't be able to practice when they're traveling this much. There's just so many things that are going to change in the Overwatch League if they are able to regionalize and make it an overall worldwide league with teams traveling to stadiums. It would honestly be the most epic thing ever done in esports. And honestly, Blizzard has already set records and broke expectations. If they're able to pull this off by Season 3, which is their goal, I'd be mind blown, but I really just don't see how it's possible. I can see a league being regionalized and teams playing in their stadiums and in their cities if it's just in America. But how on earth is this going to be worldwide? There's going to be an Australia team eventually. There's going to be multiple European teams. There will be at least 4 or 5. There's already 9 American teams, 2 Chinese teams. There's going to be another Korean team, probably another Chinese team. How would they all fly around and play each other? The more I think about it, the more impossible it seems, and the more I want to actually see it happen. So Blizzard, please do pull this off. If you do, this will be the greatest thing ever. I love covering Overwatch, and to be able to cover a league like that would be absolutely insane. My life would be complete. Let's go ahead and continue this discussion down below, guys. Ask me any questions, ask each other questions, tell me things that come to your mind about regionalizing and whether you think it's possible or not, because it really is a crazy topic to discuss. It's exciting, and I can sit here and talk about it for another 30 minutes, probably forever. I think I got most of my main points out there. I got the discussion going. Let's continue it down in the comments. And now let's go ahead and move on to the second part of this video, and let's take a look at Hammond. So Hammond made his competitive debut finally. We get to see him in a competitive environment. It was a scrimmage between the World Cup teams, Hong Kong and Australia. Just go ahead and take a look at this clip, guys. It's absolutely insane.
Ramsey doesn't get onto all of them. Obviously, you also get the line of sight blocking if people are wrapped around a post like that.
And a critical factor there. What a great Graviton show that's actually coming out from Rui as the Hong Kong. They push their advantage all the way spawn now, finding late stagger picks on
90%.
Mango Guy. 90% and counting, Genome. He's got that barrage. He needs to find the room to use it though. And if you can't even manage to get out of the spawn, you have to wonder if you find it as Chill grapples 2 off the map, puts the minefield on the bridge and says, I'm taking this point solo. That's the power of the Hammer here. Trill, what an exceptional player.
That is nothing short of the most incredible play I think we will see all night. A double environmental kill when all hope seems lost from Australia. That's something out of a book. That was an amazing play by Trill there. They had no right getting back on that point, let alone taking it. But Australia, all of a sudden, are back into it, and Hammond, the playmaker.
Oh my gosh, what the hell? He literally just sped out of spawn, knocked 2 people off, like in the speed of light. So unexpected. Hammond looks crazy. I haven't played him. I haven't touched Overwatch since he's been added into the game. But from talking to my friends in the Overwatch League and just people who play the game in general, what I'm hearing is he definitely has a spot in this meta. He won't completely change it like Brigitte and Hanzo did, but he will be played and he will change it a little bit. I'm just more excited to see the hero itself rather than the meta changing, which I don't think it really will too much by what I'm hearing. There's just so many crazy plays that can be made with this hero. I can't wait for the next season of Contenders. Because in the right hands, this hero is going to be devastating. Just look at the mobility he has and the survivability. Those 2 factors put together are just insane. It's like looking at D.Va. No wonder why she's played completely. She has so much survivability, so tanky, but she can also output damage and kill people. Just like Hammond. A D.Va and Hammond tank meta, that sounds insane. No more Winston. Woo, just thinking about it gets crazy, guys. Anyways, talking about Contenders, let's go ahead and move on. And now let's lastly move on to Korea Contenders. I just want to let you guys know the finals is going on in 5 days. August 10th, it's going down, boys. It's not at the best time for America, but hey, it's worth staying up for. It's the best gameplay you can find outside of the Overwatch League. It's going to be Kongdu Panthera going up against Runaway. Runaway is making their 3rd finals appearance. Can they finally get the job done, guys? Will Stitch and Haxel be able to raise the trophy? I want to see it happen for once, please. Like seriously, they have worked so hard for so long. They have been great players. They missed out on the Overwatch League, and the way they lose is always devastating. Just let the boys win. Let Runaway freaking win, guys. Let me know down below who you guys want to win. Be sure to drop a like on the video, and if you enjoyed it, subscribe because I upload daily content, guys. I'm out of here. Peace.